first ever loading screen, the one that I'm using now. It's the drift.
What is it?
It's the drift one. So we're back in thing. So we're not doing the party royale at the moment. We'll be doing it in a moment.
I forgot to say, we're not going to be doing party royale until we feel like it might be the right time to do it. Because we don't want to go on at the wrong time, and then we're like the only ones just waiting for the whole stage for like 15 minutes. No, about like another hour.
How do you do what? How do you do what? Eat what? What did he eat? What eat though?
I ate some crisps.
If we don't make it, we can always go to the whirlpool and then.
Oh, you're wondering how I did that? Oh yeah, that. I've done 2, haven't I now? Did the lightsaber one as well.
I hope you guys enjoyed my Fortnite from the perspective of a bot video. Fortnite from a bot's perspective, whatever. Now I am. Oh great, someone's in. No, I didn't. Oh great, I'm dead. I had a combat shotgun. Easy sweat.
They're well good, but I don't know.
No,
it's like
I didn't get a combat. I got a bolt.
Thomas, where are the people over there?
Well, it's where my reboot
Let's go from DK always down. I've got a golden pistol.
Right, go for
I've got a burst AR.
Reboot card. I'm guessing you get a. What's it called? A golden pistol when you get rebooted.
Probably do actually.
Alright, I bet there's still people down there, so be careful.
I'm gonna have to be very careful.
Right, be careful, Lucas. You got my reboot.
No, I am.
This is tense.
Just thinking of it. If I don't get his reboot now. Well, at least I've got Thomas's reboot here.
I can't.
Can't really help. No guy on me.
Yeah, you had no chance against that guy.
He has good weapons.
No, it's because you've only got one solo win. Oh yeah.
So now you call me a bot.
No. I'm worse. Alfie, yeah, I 100% got you dead. No, you just went. What did you say?
No, I meant Thomas is basically called me a bot 'cause I've only got one solo win.
When did I say I caught you're a bot?
Well, you said you'll have no chance because you've got one solo win.
When did I say? No, well, that doesn't mean you're a bot. I'm just saying you've got one solo win, and you play, and you got killed by a quote unquote bot type of person, and you called it that yourself. He said it was a bot. I think this person's a bot type of person, and then he got killed by him. And his excuse was he was a sprayer. He is still. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about when he had 7 kills and then he got killed by a quote unquote bot type of person. Why do we always have to land lazy?
Because it's the best place to probably go. What he said, anyway. That's what he said.
Oh, he didn't get a win last game.
I get where he's going though. Can't remember. Did we? I didn't know it was 5th. A million. Did you? What was the default? What's the defaults there?
That's what happened last game, and I couldn't get a weapon. So that's my excuse for dying. Oh great, people are shooting me out the air.
There you go out. Take that when you come in. Cool.
Right guys, I'm getting shot at. Emergency.
Come on. Boom.
Right, he's interrogating him.
Oh, he's not finished yet. He's not finished yet.
Got one.
Nice. Oh, come on, Lucas.
Drill it down.
Right, Alfie, I'll try and get the res. Right, my aim assist is going insane.
Right. Come in here.
Right, I'm shooting the default. Oh, great. Of course there's a third party. Right, I'm gonna...
Oh.
If we try... Oh my gosh, why did they finish?
There you go, half. Oh, don't be shooting.
No, I tried to, where's it going?
I know, how far did he actually make it?
Reboot?
Oh, flip.
That's the guy that killed me.
Oh, did I kill that default that killed you?
I don't even want to do solid gold. I'm going to do Team Rumble. You guys want to do Team Rumble? I'm putting this on Team Rumble. Alright, I'm going on the party royale until it starts. I can't even... I'm going on party royale until... So, we can just do a role play until it starts.
No, don't do them on Fortnite.
Ready up, Luca.
I'll go back to all three. It's just Team Rumble.
Yeah, I changed it. Why are you so... Why are you just going... Oh, like, it's a big deal.
Because we wanted to do it.
You can't... You wanted to do Team Rumble?
No, we wanted to do
You said you wanted to do it.
I didn't.
You said you wanted to do it.
Yeah, I meant this. I don't know what it's called. Solid gold. Wait a sec.
No, he said what, he said I want to, why get off solid gold? And then you said because I want to, why get off solid gold? Because I want to play. And then I want to play it.
There's a bunch of people over at the big screen. It might be happening. Yeah, we've got some people.
I know, but they might just be getting ready. Right, Alfie. I'm just gonna...
All right, it's happening. Guys, it's happening.
No,
Near it. The event's happening.
Oh, right. I'm joining.
Honest about what he knows and honest about what he doesn't know. So
You
I
know,
think
right,
when you have those
I
elements,
actually don't
that's
care
gonna
what we're
always make for a
doing.
pretty good conversation.
Right, someone's watching my
You, I
stream
mean, this
now.
moment at the same time is welcome.
Hi, Dad.
It's also a little bit surreal in terms of what took us so long to get here to make sure that we're not always starting from ground
Alfie,
zero
ready
every
up.
time we have to have a significant conversation about race in this country.
Yeah, it's over
Why
at
do you
the
think it's
big
different
screen.
this time? Because I mean, there have been videos before, and yet people still now act like they're shocked. Help me understand what's different this time from your point of view. What's your
Well,
opinion?
Alfie,
There's
ready
two
up,
things
ready up.
that I think stood out about the George Floyd video. One, there was no
Are you
give
watching
up.
my stream?
And granted, in my mind, we've seen
Is it
videos
starting?
where
Is
there
it
was no
starting?
give up,
It's
but
already
people nevertheless
started.
Invented
Oh,
a give
great.
up. But in this one, there really wasn't one, even if you
I know,
were
but I
Stretch
want to get it on
Armstrong trying to
stream,
stretch
right?
and
Well,
find
I'm going to
one,
be
there just
silent.
wasn't one. What always has just
Still,
stuck with me
he wants
I
to
don't
watch
care.
it. If he wants to
this
watch it, he wants to.
officer's face as he
If
was
he-
kneeling on George Floyd's
Oh
neck.
right, so you don't
It
care about
was
racism.
so cold. It was as if this were Thursday.
Don't start an
And he
argument.
showed
Do you want me
such
to kick you?
remorse.
Yeah, actually I do. Because I'm not racist, am I? Go on, do it. I want you to now. Go on, do it. I want to see the notification. Go on, do it. I want to.
Okay then.
Thank you.
What is it?
And even though the situation wasn't fatal, there was
Oh,
definitely
flip.
a
Well,
storm
guys,
of frustration
looks
at what
like
happened
we're
with
gonna
Christian
have to,
Cooper. So this all
get to it very quickly.
leads us to this moment where finally even the most adamant
Thomas?
naysayers who wanted
Is it
to
the big
pretend
screen?
as if this wasn't
It's at the big
a
screen,
structural
yeah.
problem, what could they say? I mean, there was nothing else that could be said, and
So
I think
anyway,
everybody who was already fed up decided
heading-
now is the moment, now is the time. The world has slowed down because of COVID-19. If we are going to address
I can
this,
see it
this
up
needs to
there.
happen.
He doesn't
Alright.
have to
I've
watch
never
it.
seen 20, 30 million
I
white
never said he
people
did have to watch
asking
it.
black people for leadership. That's interesting because it's always, well, what do you want me to
Hear
do?
it.
I'm like,
Anyway,
well,
welcome,
I
Jude.
don't know. Google
It's
is
his
a powerful
decision.
tool. I don't know.
I
I'm
didn't say
realizing
he had
now,
to
though,
watch it.
that this is an honest question.
Well,
How do
I'm
you
just going to
think
be
that we
quiet
as
so you
African
can
Americans and
listen.
our allies can rise to meet a moment like this and actually accept the fact that we may actually have a couple million new allies, and how do we deal with that? That's new for us.
I'm glad you used the word leadership because there's a difference between us being put in a leadership position and us being put in an educational position. The educational part, we are long past, right? we don't want to be educating anybody else about race. We're not here to soothe you. We're not here to make you feel better. But leadership is something different. And it looks different depending on how you want us to take that leadership. Certainly, we are accustomed to being a voice on these issues. We're accustomed to setting the agenda. It's fine if we continue to lead in that direction. I think what we're looking for is if this were, a relay race, we want to pass the baton, and we want you to be able to say, okay, here's what we've been feeling about this issue. Here's what needs to happen to change it. The other part of this race is that you got to be willing to run it just as hard and as fast
What
as we
skin are
are.
you being?
Because if you're not, that's why we remain
golden
stuck in the
meowsles.
flying pattern that
I'll have a
we've
look
been
if
in
I
for
can- if you-
hundreds of
if
years
you're
and
in my
decades
game.
as we've tried to reconcile.
Right, can we
this
just all be
issue.
quiet so we can listen?
We have to figure out where
I'm gonna mute
what
my mic.
is the most useful way of allyship. We see a lot of people throwing statements around. We see a lot of people throwing money around.
Same.
We need that to be a focused effort, and more importantly, to be vocal about it. I can't take any more double-sidedness. There can be no more other-siderisms, if I may make up a word, meaning that you give over here and you're a company that is like, yeah, Black Lives Matter, except for in my boardroom where they don't, or except for in my organizational chart where they don't. So I'm done with that, right? That's great. Charity's great. Charity doesn't change structural racism, right? What changes it is when you actively look in your building and ask, why aren't there more black people in this building, in this boardroom, in this C-suite? So the allies that we have, what you can do, change the structure and cultures of your companies, of your businesses, of wherever it is you have influence. Start there.
The thing I try to tell people is, it puts us in a no-win situation. I want our white sisters and brothers to be better educated and to care more, but I don't want to have to bear the burden of trying to teach and educate all the time. The reason you pay tuition is because it's costly to educate someone. You coming up to me and saying, educate me, That's costly to me emotionally and from a time point of view. Also, I think we have to be very honest. Nobody would go up to somebody and say, teach me Russian in 5 minutes. And by the way, make me feel good about it. Like, I mean, wait, hold on a second. Like, you want me to teach you about racism, which is, the history of race in America is just as complicated as Russian. And you want me to teach you that in 5 minutes. And also, if I make you feel bad about it in any way, now I got to be your therapist too. And like you said, soothe you or whatever. That's got to stop. I would love for somebody to come to me and say, I made my whole family watch the 13th and read The New Jim Crow and read White Fragility, and we had a question on page 52. Now, hey, we can have that conversation all day long because you're doing your homework, but don't flop on me like you never heard of Google. If you wanted to know about cryptocurrencies or whatever, you find that stuff out before any black person ever heard of it. So I'm sure you can educate yourself about anything you want to know. I have to say something to you because I've never gotten a chance to talk to you. I feel like I know you because I'm such a big, mad, crazy Stan and fan. But I love you to death. I just am so proud of you. I'm saying proud of you almost as Patrick. I am so proud that you exist. Where do you find the strength to continue to do what you're doing and say what you're saying, even in the face of opposition, to the point where now the whole world has to listen to you? Where did you find the strength when they weren't listening?
I guess maybe this is just part of the black woman's condition, is that we don't know any other way. And most of us, I come from a line of black women who were just like this. My mother's like this. My grandmother was like this, where it's the old phrase we've all used as black people, making a way out of no way. And scream until they hear you. You know what I'm saying? Is that because the opposite, to do the opposite of that is what? Is that I can't even afford to do that. I don't know any other mode but to fight for what's right, but to try to stand on the right side of history, but to speak for people who don't have a voice or a platform as large as mine, because somebody did it for me.
What advice do you have for people who want to have these conversations, maybe not as well spoken, not as well read as you might be, but who really are sincere and want to have a conversation?
I think you have to start from a point of honesty and being real about what some of your beliefs, prejudice, biases are, where they come from, why you learned them. I think if you take anything else beyond race, as we get older, we do a whole lot of unlearning, young folks. When you get to like your 30s, you do a whole lot of that, right? But my advice is to always start from the point of truth and honesty and self-awareness. And you'd be surprised what you can get accomplished just by digging into those things. I mean, if you know you come from a racist background, or if you come from where race was talking about a certain way, be honest about what those conversations were and what they taught you. And ask yourself, is this the kind of person that you really want to be?
Yeah, I feel like there's a 21st century mindset and a 21st century skill set that, everybody's going to need. A mindset of empathy. I mean, we're going to be dealing with, people, every color, flavor, every kind of human being ever born. We all have to deal with each other now. Because of the internet, because of just the world economy. You're going to be competing against people in China and Nigeria. That's just the world. So you have to have a mindset of empathy to really try to understand where people are coming from. You have to have a skill set of listening. If you understand this conversation, you can talk to black folk and brown folk and Muslims, everybody else. So we're trying to confer a benefit to you. We're trying to make you better. It'll make my life better, but it'll make your life better too. Now, what charity are you supporting?
Well, as some people can maybe see my T-shirt, it says support black journalists, right? The lack of still black journalists in most newsrooms is pretty appalling. What changed my life and what got me really on the right path in this business was being a member of the National Association of Black Journalists. NABJ is the largest minority journalism organization in the country. The development, the networking, job fair, internships, scholarships, what happens there has changed lives. It changed a lot of people's careers. I mean, people like you, Van, and everybody you want to think of, Roland Martin, Soledad O'Brien. It's just a number of people, Michael Wilbon, that are a part of this organization and have been able to build legacies there. And so it's on us to, again, usher in this next generation of young journalists who, I get it right now, feeling really discouraged when they look at not just what a lot of newsrooms look like, a lot of networks look like, But, also we're under the, under the shadow of a pandemic right now. So there's a lot of journalists who have lost their jobs. A lot of companies are downsizing. They need a reason to believe and to be in this business. And so NABJ has done so much for my career and continues to do that for others. So that's the charity that I support and the organization that has changed my life and that of many others.
Well, listen, I second that, third that, and fourth that. NABJ is a beautiful organization. I've got groups I want to support as well. But what I want to say to you is just thank you for your light, for your leadership, for your courage, for your entrepreneurship, for your T-shirts and all that type of stuff. Make sure to support the sister businesses, and let's keep this conversation going. Much love to you.
Thank you, Van. This is a pleasure.
I got good news for you. I got bad news for you. The good news is that people are activating all around the world, all across the planet for change. That is a powerful moment. Here's the bad news. Unfortunately, this is not a one answer fixes everything situation. We're talking about systemic problems, which means it's not just one law or one person. You need 360 degrees of change to shift to get the outcome that's right. But we can get there if we keep talking, if we keep working, if we keep building. And if we do that, we can reshape America. That can be done. It's been done in the past. We can move the whole world in a better direction. So I hope that your cell phone right now is full of screenshots of these tools that we've been trying to give you to continue taking action from this virtual town hall. When this stream ends, the conversation should not end. We got to keep pushing. We got to keep going. We are in an important moment in history. And what you do is going to determine the outcome. 2020 is going to be talked about for 20 years, 100 years, maybe 1,000 years. But the future's not written. It's up to what you and I do and what you and I decide is going to happen. So I want to give a special thanks to the powerful voices that we've had, Elaine Welteroth, Killer Mike, Jamel Hill. Make sure you visit 50percentpledge.org to learn more about the power of money. Also visit my organization, reformalliance.com. We're trying to make a change. Let's be about it, not just talk about it. I'm Van Jones.
So that was the event.
Yeah, that was actually. That was really good actually.
Well, but it was basically just people talking, but it was good it was informative.
It's good for you guys to listen.
Yeah,
it's very important. It was a very important letter.
Do you know how you got some messages
while
whilst you were in the stream? What I said hi, Lucas, and your dad was talking as well.
Yeah.
Dad was talking as well.
But I muted my mic as well.
Yep, so I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you all later and goodbye. Me and this Chaos Agent. I was watching with this Chaos Agent.
I'm gonna leave now.